Here's your wrestling news for August 25th, 2022, and we're kicking off today with AEW as last night's Dynamite saw the crowning of an undisputed world champion. The match had at one point been scheduled to headline All Out, but instead happened on TV, and that was hardly the only surprise. The match was unexpectedly short, as Mox practically squashed Punk, who was selling his injured foot throughout the short match. After taking 2 Death Rider DDTs and a pinfall, Punk was assisted to the gorilla position by the ringside attendants. Going into the match, Punk was the heavy favorite to win, as fans expected a lengthy reign for the Chicago-made wrestler after he became champion at Double or Nothing. It's been reported that Punk vs. Moxley is still the plan for AEW All Out, despite the title unification match happening last night. But for the time being, Jon Moxley has proven himself worthy of being the undisputed AEW World Champion. Fans were surprised to see Moxley defeat Punk, and so decisively as well, but this wasn't the only major event involving an AEW World Championship. Going into Dynamite, the plan was for Thunder Rosa to defend the AEW Women's World title against Toni Storm at All Out, but those plans are not happening. In a backstage segment, a tearful Rosa said that she has been forced to step down as AEW Women's World Champion and said something about an injury. A 4-way match will take place at All Out to crown a new Interim Women's World Champion, and it was later revealed that Toni Storm, Hikaru Shida, Jamie Hayter, and Britt Baker will fight for the Interim title. Despite the claim that she had to step down as champion, the appointment of an interim champion implies that Thunder Rosa is still the champion, and there will be another title unification match when she's healed. As to when that'll be, that's impossible to say right now, but all we know is that a new interim Women's World Champion will be crowned at next week's All Out. Dynamite was certainly a monumental show this week, but a lot happened before the cameras even started rolling. Prior to the show, it was reported that AEW had a mandatory talent meeting to discuss some of the claims that have circulated about the company as of late. According to Sean Ross Sapp, the meeting ran from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern, and Tony Khan was said to be fired up throughout. Several topics were tackled, including working as a team, the lines of communication, and who the talent can talk to, as there's been rumors that Khan has been impossible to speak with as of late. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega also spoke, saying their door is always open and are willing to discuss criticism with talent. Addressing allegations made by AEW about contract tampering with WWE, it's been reported that AEW's chief legal officer reached out to WWE's Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon. It's unclear if WWE have responded to these allegations, but we'll have to see what changes in AEW, if anything, after this important and necessary meeting this week. It's been 1 month since Triple H was appointed WWE's head of talent relations, and the game has made a lot of changes. Fans have seen stars like Dakota Kai, Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, and Hit Row all return to the company, adding more names to the promotion's huge roster. It's been reported that Triple H's changes aren't over yet, but not everyone is expected to benefit from his decisions. On his To Be the Man podcast, Ric Flair spoke about Triple H's changes and speculated that fans won't be seeing part-timers much more, saying, "I don't think he's crazy about part-timers, especially in the title picture. He's going to work towards having people who are champions working more dates." In recent years, part-time champions have become a staple of Vince McMahon's WWE, with Brock Lesnar and Goldberg flattening full-time talent to win gold despite being part-timers. Now the era of Vince is over, and with his departure, the era of part-timers in the title picture may be gone as well. More from Dynamite, as this week's show was certainly a packed event, seeing Jon Moxley become undisputed AEW World Champion, and Thunder Rosa confirm that she is on the shelf. The main event saw the United Empire face the Death Triangle in a first-round match in the AEW Trios Tag Team title tournament, but there was something extra after the match. The match saw Will Ospreay and his partners advance to the next round, but their victory was short-lived as Kenny Omega and the Bucks came on stage and the two teams stared down. After the show went off air, Omega took a mic and started taking shots at Ospreay, pointing out that nobody remembers matches had by the British wrestler. The two teams came face-to-face at the ringside towards the end of this segment, but they ultimately refrained from fighting each other. The Undisputed Empire and the Elite will get a chance to settle this rivalry when they meet in the semifinals of the ongoing tournament, but only one of these teams can make it to the finals in their quest for championship glory. We've got some sad news to report now, as former NWA President Howard Brody has passed away. PW Insider were the first to break the news, saying that an infection following a recent quadruple bypass surgery ultimately cost Brody his life. Brody was president of the NWA from 1996 to 2001, an interesting time for the promotion as they had to navigate through their split with WCW 2 years earlier. Fans may recognize Brody for his WWE appearances in 1998 when the World Wrestling Federation was briefly invaded by the NWA, led by Jim Cornette. Brody had a big influence in the wrestling world even after stepping down as NWA president in 2001, and we'd like to offer our condolences to his friends and family at this sad time. This November, WWE will have their annual Survivor Series event where the superstars of Raw and SmackDown will once again face off in the battle for brand supremacy. No matches have been announced for the show yet, as it's still 3 months away, but that hasn't stopped the event from being a hit. On Twitter, Dave Meltzer noted that Survivor Series 2022, which had their pre-sale launch yesterday, is basically sold out, with practically all the tickets available on the pre-sale going immediately. Meltzer added that whatever tickets were kept for the public sale are also expected to sell out incredibly quickly in a huge win for WWE. This isn't even the first time we've seen this, as when WrestleMania 39 tickets went on sale earlier this month, over 90% of the available seats went pretty much immediately. WWE has for years been struggling with low ticket sales, but that certainly doesn't seem to be the case right now, and time will tell if WWE can keep this wave of momentum going. And we're ending today with Lacey Evans, who returned to TV earlier this year with a bizarre comeback following her pregnancy. Returning on SmackDown as a face, Evans was moved to Raw as a heel, but is back on SmackDown as a heel, though fans haven't seen much of her as of late. It's been nearly 2 months since Evans' last match on air, competing in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match on July 2nd, and fans shouldn't expect her back soon. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reports that Evans has yet to be medically cleared, and the exact verbiage given to him is that the sassy Southern Belle has been medically sidelined. It's unclear what is keeping her from wrestling specifically, but if it's an injury, she'll be the latest on a growing list, including Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Big E, and Rick Boogs, just to name a few. Evans was reportedly a favorite of Vince McMahon, and there had been plans pre-pregnancy for a run as Raw Women's Champion, but between her lengthy absence and current medical issues, the future looks bleak for the lady of WWE. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.